Hey there, welcome to the barn. Today I'm going to show you how I installed the incorrect year Nerf bars on my square body pickup. So I bought these Nerf bars about a year and a half, 2 years ago from Amazon. They are for a 99 to 2018 Chevy Silverado, not for this era square body pickup. At the time, LMC I don't think had anything, at least in stock, other than the one hoop step that you're supposed to drill into the backside into the inner rocker. And me being from Minnesota, I can't drill into a solid rocker panel. There's just no way I can do that. I haven't seen one this solid since 1994, so I could not make myself do it. I figured the next best thing is purchase something that was close. Probably not the smartest idea. I should have just waited out the time and bought the correct thing, but I bettered myself. I used up some scrap I had around. Well, I bought a few things too, but I think it turned out to be a solid mounting surface. I got the running boards stuck out just far enough outside the rocker that they're usable and hopefully not slip and bust your shin or your chin. Here I'm just showing me cut some pieces of steel that I use for the mounts. I found that I had better luck keeping everything square and straight with the angle grinder versus the hand bandsaw. This is my oldest daughter. She came out this particular afternoon and said she was bored, so I put her to work. I drew some squares on the tubing for her to cut out with the angle grinder, and she immediately took it upon herself to cut rhombuses. Here she's using the air saw to clean up some of the corners that she can't reach with the angle grinder. After this, I did have a conversation with her about safety, about tying up hair and making sure there's no loose ends on your apparel or body. Up next is my youngest daughter came out to give me a hand. The front cab bolts come from the bottom, go through a cab support, and they screw into a captured nut that you can't get access to. And unfortunately, those nuts were spinning, so I had to cut holes in the floor pan to gain access to it. And here's my daughter that she was putting the socket on there so I could tighten the bolts from below while she held the nuts in place. It was both of them were very helpful, and they're welcome out in the shop at any point. All right, so I'm underneath the passenger side. I'm going to do my best to illustrate what we got cooking here. I got the Nerf bar set up on the spacing I want from the rocker panel. I built the, and this side's going way better than the driver's side just because I've already done it. And I got a mark on this where the hole is for the bolt that comes out, centered. I'm putting all my blocks in the washers and whatnot, lines right up with this bolt. It's going to be great. So I got to drill a hole through the top side. I bored this hole through it so I can put the bolt all the way up into the body mount. And then we'll have to piece together our extensions, one into here, one in the end, to tighten up the bolt that goes into the Nerf bar itself. So this side's coming along. All right, so here's how it all came together. Crawl underneath here. So this is the passenger rear. Got the rear cab mount there that I took out. Got a vertical channel that bolts up in there. I cut and welded in some gusset plates and some angle brackets. Knocked out widened out a hole in the frame. Put a bolt through it so it can't tip down this way. That's what I was worried about, was the leverage. So with the bolt in there, as well as that to the frame. She is pretty solid. She's real solid, actually. Got that tab on there, bolted into the Nerf bar. If I roll around to the front, utilize the front cab mount, as well as, which goes to the Nerf bar, as well as onto the frame. Let's see if we can make this clear. And to drill that hole, put a bolt through there, the lock nut or lock washer. The only thing I'm not super a fan of, to get that bolt in the cab mount, I'm not sure you're able to see that. Yeah, sure, there. Have an open space. And open spaces like to collect dirt and salt up here in Minnesota and things like that. So I'm gonna see if I can find a plastic plug that'll snap in. I cut it nice and square. I can widen it out or clean it up a little better if I need to, but that's probably about the only thing I would like to do different. I probably could have come up with a different way of mounting it, but I wanted this piece solid all the way across for good leverage. And I think I'll be able to keep up on that to make sure it doesn't rust out. So here's a look at that front cab mount that I had to cut open. I measured as best I could from the underside to where that bolt was located. The capture nut was just in there spinning away, so I had to go at it with a grinder blade. I got this one pretty close to the drivers. I was off just a touch, so I got a little bit of welding to do. I'm undecided if I'm going to just push this down, put maybe some HVAC duct tape on it, or if I'm actually going to stitch weld it in. Because to ever get this bolt out, you need to gain access to it. I don't know. I'll have to come up with a game plan. I'll probably take the easiest route. No, I didn't start a smoldering fire in the carpet underlayment. Why would you ask that? I'm finally done getting chilled to the bone in the barn, fabricating brackets for the Nerf bars. I think they turned out really sturdy. I've only got about $30 in hardware and steel, which isn't too shabby. I think I went through about 3 or 4 grinding discs and about 3 or 4 sets of gloves. My wife's going to appreciate how getting in and out of the truck is just a little bit easier with these Nerf bars on. I think these things look pretty good. They go well with the other chrome accents I got, like the mirrors and the bumper. Maybe now I need a roll bar in the back and some KC lights. What do you guys think? So at this point, I'll say thanks for watching. And as my old man would have said, let's go do something, even if it's wrong.